are there any advantages at all of not having any middlemen anymore, considering how things have shifted, Willis, in terms of how not everybody has a manager, though? If you can just release your music online.
The advantages, I think, to the artist, not vis-a-vis media, but vis-a-vis a record label, because artists don't naturally need record labels anymore because of the advent of digital platforms like Spotify. We're able to sell our music via our websites, connect that to our PayPal, and people come and buy our music, and we get paid straight from the consumer of our music to the producer who is me. But when it comes to media, really, there's no substituting what people like Trust have done or are doing. The young artist still needs Trust. The artist that has been there still needs media, because what is happening is, Sir Mono spoke about relevance. It doesn't matter how much you've done back in the day, you still want to be known, you want to be seen, you want to be relevant, you want to be spoken about, you want to be seen doing whatever it is you're doing. If you're doing some charitable stuff out there, CRS, it needs to be talked about by a credible voice, and the credible voice is media, traditional media. So you find that my question maybe to him, you mentioned something that he didn't fully answer about the young artists, is that do they have access to him? Do they know that he exists? So what is it that the journalist is also doing so that because people know there's in papers, they know there's all sorts of, but who to find, that kind of thing. So maybe there's also maybe a platform that needs to exist. I'm not saying it's not accessible, because we accessed them when we were nobodies, you understand? But I'm saying, does the young artist know that there's somebody like Trust that exists, and how to get hold of him?
Trust.
That's the
okay. On that issue, we all as in papers we've got section that really covers all genres, be it some hip hop, some dance or sungura and whatever.
Yeah.
We also cover this young upcoming artists.
Right.
They can always access us, and we are accessible.
All right. Because I'm used to you going to them. So I'm saying, do they know where to find you?
To come if they're the ones
I hope you're getting me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying, I know you guys go to them, because that's how, some of us were discovered. Journalists came to us. But I'm saying, the young artists, do they know where to find, you guys? That's the thing. What are you guys doing about it to say, hey, young artists, in case you feel like there's somebody saying, but no, it's just that that kind of thing. So they also,
so maybe you can respond to in terms of.
But can I interject on that one? Under normal circumstances, if an artist has got a proper management setup, there's what's known as a publicist. It's the job of the publicist to look for media houses, to look for the most important journalists that can push the artist's name. I was watching, what's his name, Vibes Cartel's documentary, because it was released right now, a few recently. So I was just interested in his story, so I was checking out his story. I noticed that there was a manager, I think it was called Rohan Butler, that's his name. And he said that he's the one who was pestering journalists to say, I've got this young artist, please give him a platform, please give him a platform. He went to the TV, please give him a platform. That's how Vibes Cartel started when it was still a band. It was a three-man group called Vibes Cartel. Yeah. So he was the manager, he was the publicist. So if an artist is big enough, he can have divisions. The management role is divided into the publicist, the tour manager, and everything else. But if you're still one, it's your duty as the manager to act as the publicist. So I'm answering what Willis was asking. I'm not opposing, but I'm saying the artists must look for managers who really know what a manager is, what a manager does. And the manager is supposed to be the publicist. He's the one who is supposed to look for the journalists. He's the one who is supposed to look for the media houses, so that he finds ways to make his artists relevant. And that's what they are lacking. It's their duty. They're the one who are supposed to look for the journalists. It's not supposed to be the other way around. But until your name is big enough, then the journalists can look for you. I'm always advising artists to since we are starting, it's your duty to pester those journalists. I remember Japreza when he was starting. I always tell people, artists like Japreza never think of Juju or anything. That guy is a hard worker. I used to see him here, and he would be there at times editing, helping the journalist write his story. You are the one who is supposed to pester the journalist through your manager.
But you spoke about vibes. You spoke about a musical, rather, arts landscape that has some things that are equal. We're talking about the Zimbabwean landscape, where you spoke about you're supposed to get a manager. Do you realize that artists from Zimbabwe only attract managers once something is happening? Something is happening, except for people like Batsira Shasha, whose mom believes in him so much, that she's managing. You understand what I mean? But I'm saying that if an artist hasn't made a name, nobody wants to deal with you.
No, I don't pay attention to that.
Nobody wants to deal with you. You're just a guy or a lady who's seen, who's only amazing at what you do. You don't even know where to find a manager, how to even get a manager, how to attract one, let alone pay one. So you find that the PR job, the publicist job, that's like already on high end. We're talking high end management.
Remember I mentioned Japrez. Remember I mentioned Japrez.
Yes,
I gave the example. I mean, I used Japrez as an example. He was his own publicist.
Konapo, ipapo, ba ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.